Hello and welcome to New Game Club's first PSA. And in this one, we're going to be doing or telling you what games we're going to be playing as a community. And we're going to do three games, well, because this is the first games and I want 3 months of games in a row so people can get sales and stuff like that so we can know in advance. But normally there's just going to be one. So here it goes. Game numero uno. Thomas Was Alone. It's out on Steam, PlayStation Vita, and PlayStation 3. We'll be playing it from the 5th of July to the 1st of August, and the recommended retail price is around $10. This game first caught my attention during the BAFTA 2013 award ceremony. A clip I saw, which was no longer than a few seconds, was played, and it was caught my interest, and it was the first thing I googled straight after the show. Seems I've mentioned the BAFTAs, I should probably note that Daniel Wallace, who does the narration for this game, actually won an award for Best Performer, so this is technically a BAFTA award winning game. The game is a puzzle platformer like many other indie games, but it makes an excellent example of creating a heartwarming and funny story, jamming all that into maybe 3 or maybe maximum 4 hours of gameplay, and it's just really well done. I can't imagine it costs much to make, so people that want inspiration to play a beautifully crafted, super cheap game to make, I imagine this is probably one of the examples you want to be looking at. And it's part of the Humble Indie Bundle 8 at the moment, which ends on the June 7th, I think, or the 8th, but I don't want you to go on the 8th. So if you want, you can pick that up super cheap for either $1, or if you pay, I think it's just around $6, you can get a bunch of other games with it. Game number two is called Receiver, and it's out on Steam. When I say Steam, I actually mean Linux, Mac, and PC. If it's not on Mac and I say Steam, I will say it's on Steam minus Mac, just so you know in the future. The runtime is going to be the 2nd of August to the 5th of September, and this retails around $5. Receiver is a first person shooter, but isn't really anything like you've ever played before. The world is procedurally generated. You spawn with a handgun, and your goal is to collect audio tapes. I think there's about 7 or 13, one of the two. The game really doesn't concentrate on shooting, though, even though it is a first person shooter. It's more interested in how the gun works and simulating your handgun, which there is a small selection of. I think there's 5 or something like that. It was originally created during a 7-day FPS challenge, and since then has been released, and it's also been released through Steam's Greenlight. If you're interested in Wolfire's other game, which is called Overgrowth, then you can actually buy that game and then receive Receiver for free. The third game is Game Dev Tycoon. This is out on Steam and also interesting to note, Windows Store, so Windows 8 tablets and PCs. I'm not sure about mobile. We're going to be playing this from the 6th of September to the 3rd of October, and this retails around $8. Game Dev Tycoon is a business simulator that puts you into the seat of game development. You start off with a computer in your bedroom in the 80s, and then eventually you work into modern times and work your way as this big company making multiple games at once and leading. Blah. I don't know how popular these game genres are because I've personally never played a business simulator, so I thought this would be quite interesting. I'm not sure. But there is one other reason why this game has been chosen. This is because of the anti-piracy system that they introduced, which was really funny. It took advantage of the fact that they were put in place the hot seat of a game developer or a game development studio. So they posted their game online for everyone to see as a pirated copy, but this pirated copy had one big difference. You would play the game and it would go normal for I don't know how long, for a few, at least an hour I think, something like that. And then players who pirated this pirated copy of the game would get a notice saying your sales were down 10% or something like that due to piracy. And then this would continue and grow, the piracy would go, and this would continue until their in game company was bust, which was basically a direct message saying Don't pirate games. Otherwise, games you like won't ever be ever made. So please buy both ours and everybody else's game that you want to support and should support because piracy is illegal and all that. But it was really funny reading the complaints of people who pirated the game, complaining that they couldn't get any further into their game because their own game was being pirated, and they were posting this on the developers' websites on the bottom of the torrents, on message boards, saying, "Oh," and they clearly didn't make the link that what was happening was actually a direct message to them. So, those are the first three games we're going to be playing together as New Game Club. We're completely welcome to suggestions, so if you want, put your comments below. Say what you want about these games, if you think they're good, bad, because the more you talk to us or me, the better I'll be able to get into the mind of what people want or what's different, what anyone's played before, and then which platforms they prefer, and then from there we'll get a better selection of games or more diverse or varied, and then we'll be able to play them more and more. But before you make any suggestions, please keep in mind the rules I've set in place. They need to have something different or unique about them, or something you haven't seen, or something that's just done really, really well and everyone should definitely check out. They have to be under $15, so if you're not in America or Europe, research what it is. I think I'm using Steam full price tags as the cap for that. So if it's above $15 on the US Steam store, then I'm not really. That's yeah. It has to be on PC at the very least. This is clearly the most definite. This is definitely the most popular platform. Of course, you can run it on Linux and both Mac in the background, and you can dual boot. And then from there, we want as many platforms as possible, which is probably not the best thing to say after I've basically said all these games are on PC and one is on PlayStation. But you get the gist. So put your suggestions down. We'll be happy to help them. Thanks for watching. Follow us on Twitter at New Game Club. We'll be doing updates there. If you want, there's Facebook. We'll update Google Plus. We have a Steam group, and for updates, follow us at the blog, which is www.jcork.com/New Game Club. Thank you. Out. California. It's coming out on PlayStation V. It's out on PlayStation 3. Oh my god.